Trucks pushing through snow walls taller than houses. Engines fighting to start at temperatures that freeze fuel solid. Drivers who brave conditions that would terrify most motorists. Now, this isn't just any job. It's Canadian winter trucking, where delivering goods means risking everything on roads made of pure ice. Today, we're exploring the story of Canada's winter truckers. With specialized gear, extreme preparation, and nerves of steel, these drivers keep remote communities alive through the harshest conditions on Earth. But what does it take to stay safe when the mercury drops to -40 degrees? And why would anyone choose this dangerous profession? Let's meet the unsung heroes who turned Canada's frozen highways into their workplace. First, let's talk about the challenge. Canada's winter roads aren't just icy, they're deadly. And the biggest danger? It's not what you think. The story of winter trucking in Canada doesn't start with the trucks themselves. It begins with the land. Canada stretches across more than 1 million kilometers of roads. Now, during winter, much of this vast network disappears under snow and ice. The roads don't just get slippery, they actually transform entirely. Black ice hides under fresh snowfall, waiting to send even experienced drivers into dangerous spins. Narrow passages vanish during blizzards, leaving truckers to navigate by memory and instinct. The isolation creates the greatest danger. Many routes take drivers hundreds of miles from any settlement. Breaking down in -30-degree weather with no cell service isn't only uncomfortable, it's potentially deadly. The trucks themselves fight against nature. Diesel fuel thickens like gel in extreme cold. Engines refuse to turn over. Even the best tires struggle for grip on pure ice. Yet, throughout this frozen landscape, the big rigs keep moving. They carry food, medicine, and fuel to places that would otherwise be cut off from the world. In the remote northern communities of Canada, these truckers aren't just delivery drivers. They become lifelines. Without their regular arrivals, entire towns would face shortages of essential supplies. The stakes couldn't be higher. So how do they survive? Well, it all starts with their gear. And trust us, what they pack could mean life or death. Surviving Canada's winter roads starts long before the journey begins. Inside a winter trucker's cab sits an array of specialized gear that most drivers never need. Heavy-duty sleeping bags rated for Arctic conditions rest beside portable stoves and extra fuel. Emergency food supplies must be carefully chosen, as many standard items freeze solid and become useless. The trucks themselves undergo special preparations. Engine block heaters keep vital components warm during stops. Fuel additives prevent diesel from turning into gel. Special oils maintain proper viscosity even in extreme cold. Extra batteries provide backup power when primary systems fail. The most experienced drivers pack tools for survival, not just comfort. Snow shovels, traction mats, and ice scrapers become essential equipment. Many carry communication devices beyond standard cell phones. They use satellite messengers that work even in the most remote regions. Perhaps most important is the clothing. Truckers layer insulated gear, including specialized gloves that balance warmth with the dexterity needed for repairs. Waterproof boots with extreme temperature ratings protect against frostbite. These might seem like fashion choices, but they're survival gear. Are you finding these survival tips useful? If so, hit that like button so more people can see this and learn how Canadian truckers brave the winter. Gear alone isn't enough. Driving on icy roads? Well, that's a whole new level of skill. Here's how they do it. The most challenging routes in winter trucking cross frozen lakes and rivers. These temporary highways, known as ice roads, appear only during the coldest months. Driving them requires skills beyond regular trucking. Speed control becomes critical on ice roads. Drivers maintain steady, slow speeds, typically under 25 kilometers per hour. Moving too fast creates waves under the ice surface that can trigger cracks or complete collapses. Moving too slowly risks getting stuck in soft spots or snow drifts. Weight distribution demands constant attention. Ice thickness varies across lakes, creating stronger and weaker zones. Experienced drivers study ice reports and spread their vehicle's weight evenly across the surface. They maintain greater distances between trucks, preventing too much strain on any single section of ice. Communication networks offer the only safety net on these remote routes. Truckers use CB radios to share updates about dangerous areas, changing conditions, and emergencies. In the most isolated regions, these radio communications become a community of drivers supporting each other through information sharing. The drivers develop special techniques for maintaining control. They avoid sudden movements, whether steering, braking, or accelerating. They read ice conditions through subtle changes in sound and vibration. The most skilled ice road truckers seem to develop a sort of sixth sense of the frozen surface beneath their wheels. Mastering the ice is one thing, but surviving the long hours? Well, that's where the real challenge begins. A trucker's cab becomes home during long winter journeys. Drivers transform these small spaces into comfortable shelters against the brutal conditions outside. Inside the cab, portable heaters supplement the truck's main system, creating warmth even when the engine isn't running. Small appliances like microwaves and electric kettles allow drivers to prepare hot meals without stopping. Entertainment systems like audiobooks, music, and satellite radio provide companionship and help to fight the isolation during these extended hours. Now, the most experienced winter truckers develop routines that preserve both physical and mental health. They maintain regular sleep schedules despite the challenges of resting in a vehicle. They prepare meals that provide energy without causing drowsiness. And they also schedule regular communication with family and friends, maintaining connections despite the distance. Storage systems in winter trucks showcase ingenious organization. Every essential item must be accessible without exposing the cab to freezing outside air. Drivers arrange their supplies based on need and urgency, keeping survival gear within immediate reach. The cab transforms into a self-contained survival pod and becomes more than just transportation. It's designed to keep its occupants alive in conditions that have claimed many lives throughout Canadian history. But even the best-prepared truckers face emergencies. And when things go wrong, it's actually a fight for survival. Emergencies reveal the steadfast resilience of Canadian winter truckers. When breakdowns occur far from help, drivers rely on preparation and training to survive. The first minutes after a mechanical failure set the tone for survival. Experienced drivers immediately assess their situation, determining their exact location, evaluating the weather conditions, and checking communication options. They calculate how long their supplies will last and how quickly help might arrive. Communication follows set protocols. Drivers contact their dispatch centers with precise information about their situation. Now, they use multiple devices, such as CB radios, satellite phones, and emergency beacons, to ensure their message reaches someone. In the most remote areas, truckers might need to wait hours or even days for rescue teams to reach them. While waiting, survival skills take center stage. Drivers carefully manage their fuel, running engines only when necessary to preserve warmth without risking carbon monoxide buildup. They ration food and water, understanding that rescue timelines often extend beyond the initial estimates. Stories abound of remarkable survival situations. Drivers stranded for days in blizzard conditions. Trucks broken through thin ice requiring dramatic rescues. Mechanical failures in temperatures so cold that metal becomes brittle, and tools break during repair attempts. Now, these aren't just anecdotes. They're real situations that winter truckers prepare for every time they start their engines. Have you ever been in a situation where preparation saved the day? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories. So why do these truckers do it? Well, it's not just about the money. It's about something much bigger. So why would anyone choose such a dangerous profession? The answer lies partly in economics. Winter routes, especially ice roads, pay premium rates that can double or triple a driver's regular income. A few months of extreme winter driving can provide financial security for the entire year. But money tells only part of the story. Many winter truckers speak of pride in their specialized skills. They know they belong to a small group capable of handling conditions that would defeat most drivers. They understand their critical role in supporting remote communities that depend on their deliveries. The winter trucking community creates its own culture. Drivers share information about routes, weather patterns, and survival techniques. They develop traditions and habits unique to their profession. They recognize and respect each other's experiences in ways outsiders might never understand. For many, the challenges themselves provide motivation. Mastering Canada's winter roads offers a sense of accomplishment few other jobs can match. The satisfaction of completing a delivery against seemingly impossible odds drives them to continue season after season. And here's the kicker. Canada's winter truckers face some of the most challenging conditions on Earth. But how do they compare to the rest of the world? Winter trucking challenges exist worldwide, but Canada's combination of factors creates unique demands. Swedish truckers navigate icy roads through long winter months, but benefit from shorter distances between settlements and more developed infrastructure. Russia's Siberian routes present similar isolation, but different terrain challenges. American drivers in Alaska face comparable cold, but operate within a smaller geographic area with more consistent support systems. Now, what distinguishes Canadian winter trucking is a perfect storm of conditions: extreme cold, vast distances, remote communities, and ice road networks that are among the most challenging on Earth. This combination creates a profession unlike any other, demanding skills few drivers worldwide can match. Canadian winter truckers don't just deliver goods, they connect the nation. Without their specialized skills and courage, remote communities would face isolation and potential hardship during the coldest months of the year. Their profession combines technical skills, physical endurance, and mental resilience. They prepare their vehicles and themselves for conditions most people never experience. They develop expertise in reading ice, snow, and weather patterns that can mean the difference between safety and disaster. So the next time you see a truck moving through a snowstorm, remember the story behind the journey. That driver isn't just making a delivery. They're performing a service that keeps communities alive through Canada's harshest season. They're continuing a tradition of winter transportation that stretches back through generations of drivers who refuse to let nature's extremes stop them from completing their essential work. In a world increasingly defined by convenience and comfort, Canadian winter truckers remind us that some jobs still require genuine courage, some routes still demand real skill, and some deliveries truly matter. So, what do you think about Canada's winter truckers? Could you handle driving on roads made entirely of ice in temperatures that freeze fuel solid? Drop a comment below and let us know if you would dare to take on this extreme profession. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible videos about trucks. And while you're at it, check out our next video as well. Thanks for watching.